to start trying to do kind of layered, not layered, measuring the figures. The past couple of days I've kind of been doing figures which you can look at on my Instagram if you want, but here's just what I did yesterday. And it's kind of crazy to see that I've drawn these, honestly, and it's nice to see the progress going through the course. But I've thought since that I've been doing the proportions of the body, it'd be really cool for me to now try doing Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man. And I mean, it's kind of weird to think that the first thing that I do when I get up is literally like look at naked bodies and then draw them. But it's actually been kind of nice to not sexualize these things after a while. Like, it just kind of becomes normalized after some time. Like, sure, sometimes those things come up, but eventually you just get used to it and kind of curious about it and how it looks in different positions all over the body. Anyway. So I guess it's in a box. I'm going to try and do more talking through this one, because the last one I feel like sometimes it's a bit boring just watching. I only did a little bit of drawing when I was younger. But I had this one friend in primary school, and he went to the same high school as well. And he could draw really, really well, and I was kind of amazed by that. This notebook is not ideal, but it's what I have at the moment. I'm waiting on a new one. Now I'm wondering how I'm going to make him have long hair like this, but make him still look like a man like he's done. Oh my god, so tiny. Oh, it's straight out, good. Oh my god, I think I've stuffed this up already. too long. Better than Borough. That doesn't feel right. Higher up. That looks better. It's kind of oh, maybe I didn't draw it in the middle. Do do. Yeah, I guess. And that's not fun enough. Good, that's gonna make it look like man boobs. just looks like Jesus, honestly. I've been doing for fun at the end of it, when I have time, like today, doing a anime figure. And I have the one for today. I know what I want to do today. I tried this once before. Let me get my old sketchbook. And then we can do it before. Yep. Well, that was the first step. That was the second, that was the third. And that was a sketch over. I already did that. My God, the perspective on this is kind of hard. Should have done that first, shouldn't I? A little bit of shoulders. Doesn't go straight. feel like I got something wrong. Booby. Give you an extra hand. Time for the face. I kind of want to make him bold. least you can tell it's him. This was my first attempt about a year ago. So it's kind of better. On those ones were some of my first. And then I think this one was a trace. And then that one was a trace. Mostly a trace. But the abs and the torso look pretty good. I got the face a lot better this time. That's done for drawing, and I'll see you outside. Juggling. So I didn't go over this last week, but I've been doing 200 alternating, 200 on the right, 200 on the left, 200 up and back, and trying to kick it over my head whenever I turn around. And then 200 at least waist height, but ideally head height. I find that doing a physical exercise like this is kind of sort of meditative, but also it's good to kind of like have this physical outlet that kind of helps quiet the mind, because sometimes that's the only way it can be done. Especially for me, I find that I'm just able to concentrate better when I do those kind of things. Anyway. Just want to check I'm getting the angles right because I don't want to stuff that up again. Maybe use the pole. I don't want to be. So, somewhere there. Sorry if this is boring, but it's kind of more real, I guess.
Just gonna see how far I can go. Start from that and go right down. Probably to that. I just finished. Unfortunately, I realized my space ran out on my phone, so I didn't get the last bit. But I was saying that I had to change my technique because I used to juggle with my toes, but you're actually supposed to juggle with the sweet spot, which is higher up, kind of near where that front bone joins to your ankle, and you get a lot more power from it, and it's a lot easier. I'll see if I have like a video of the past to see the change that it's made. Anyway. Guitar time. I'll try and make sure that it's a lot louder this time, because last time it sounded too, well, is that loud enough? So this here. Sounds kind of out of tune. Let's do the solos. So I've been following Paul David's guitar, what's it called? Advanced Next Level Playing. This is the fourth solo. Aeolian, is that right? No, this is the third and that'll be the fourth. So let's just listen to that. Yeah. still struggling with the bends, especially when it's faster. Oh shit. This one I only just learned yesterday, so we'll see how that goes. Holy, that got me nervous. So, why act anyway? A lot of my videos have kind of been talking about existential problems, like why are we alive, and like if there's no real reason to anything that we're doing, if our moments are so fleeting, if we're such small specks of dust in the whole scheme of time, then kind of what's the point of doing things? And if you think about that kind of philosophy, like, all right, why play guitar, for example? Like, why do that? It's like, oh, I want to play guitar so then I can play it better. Why do you want to play it better? I like the sound of music, and people like to listen to good music, and I like to express myself, and for other people to then connect to that. Oh, so why should other people connect to that? Well, if they connect to music, then maybe they feel a little bit less alone, maybe they feel a little bit better in their life. Or why does that matter? Well, there's so much suffering and stuff, there's so much hardship that maybe it's nice to kind of let loose once in a while. Why should you let loose? Oh, because it feels nice. Why should you feel nice? Well, it feels better to feel nice than to feel bad. But can you get rid of the bad? No, we can't really get rid of the bad. So these past 2 weeks, I've been doing the same thing basically every day. And this is an extension from last week, so this is this new week's one. And yeah, it sucks at times and it's very boring, but we have to kind of face that suffering and choose the kind of suffering that we want in our life, because otherwise it's going to come in us anyway. And I can keep making excuses about why and having reasons for things, but the best way to act is without any reason, because when there's no clear reason, when your whole mind and your body is telling you that there's no reason that you should be cooking this healthy meal right now, when you could be enjoying something tasty, that you could just be ordering takeout or whatever. You could be ordering a burger and it would taste nice, but then you might pay for it later. You know, there might be that talking in your head. If you can navigate that and act anyway, then that is like the highest form of action, I believe. Doing it for the sake of itself. There's no reason, there's no talking about it, there's no kind of, it's just, this is what I've said I'm going to do, and this is when I'm going to do it, and I'm going to continue to do it long after I feel bored. And this is the whole idea of being disciplined. And my whole idea of acting anyway, because as I've said and as it's been evident, I'm not happy with how my life has been, how it's turned out, the way that I've kind of glided through things and whatever. And I guess I'm trying to look for a justification for these kind of things, but there's not really. Like, time is going to pass. It doesn't really matter. This is just the way that I've chosen to live and the way that I've found is being more beneficial for me and has strengthened me, because I've realized that a lot of the times I've just been wishing for things to be easy, for me to get things easily, to have the dreams that I want without having to put much effort into it. And sure, I've taught myself that I can work hard, but I was doing it at the expense of my nervous system, at the expense of my body, and I haven't retrained myself to be able to act and do the boring things day after day, because that's basically what life is. And I don't want to be going all over the place following my impulses constantly, because that isn't really satisfying. Before ending this, I just wanted to go quickly over the diet that I've been eating the past 2 weeks. And I really recommend going into your diet and kind of experimenting with what meals and foods work well for you, and kind of getting feedback on that and tracking it at least for a while. So for breakfast, I have a cup of oats with a cup of frozen berries, a tablespoon of cashew butter, and a big tablespoon of cashew butter, and a tablespoon of olive oil. And then for my second meal, I usually have a smoothie, which is with macadamias, chia seeds, a banana protein powder, collagen, and some creatine. And then for the third meal, which is kind of my lunch, I have kind of like the super veggie soup that was inspired by Brian Johnson, but I had to change it because I was having too much fiber, and being an ectomorph, meaning I process things quite fastly and like burn fat quite fastly. So I need to eat extra calories and extra fats. So I had to modify that. And I have 150 grams of broccoli, 100 grams of cauliflower, 50 grams of shiitake mushrooms, a clove of garlic, about 3 to 5 grams of ginger, with 35 grams of black lentils or French style lentils. And then on the side, I've been having a cup of brown rice, which has been soaked in water overnight, with also this chickpea bar that I've been making, which is quite savoury and it kind of goes well with the soup. And then for my last meal, I have a curry with 50 grams of cauliflower or broccoli, onion, a clove of garlic, some ginger, 150 grams of sweet potato, a carrot, 50 grams of peas, 50 grams of green beans, a lime, a quarter of a lime chopped up. I also have a quarter of a lime in the soup. I have this curry powder which has turmeric and stuff in it, and fenugreek. And then 100 grams, about half a cup of quinoa. And then I have coconut yogurt with walnuts. And honestly, eating regular meals, like I've been eating almost at the same time every day, at 7, at 10, at 13, and at 16. And yeah, that's right, I finish eating like at 4 or 16. I use 24-hour time. And that's for digestion, so that I can sleep better. And I found that it really helps my sleep. So does just having a regulated sleep schedule. There was one more thing that I wanted to kind of talk about that's been a gem from this week. And I've been reading the Stormlight Archives, I believe it is, by Brandon Sanderson. I'm onto the 4th book at the moment. And one of the codes that they have is journey before destination. And I think that's the message that I've been trying to say in this video the whole time. It's not about the end thing that you reach. It's not about where you're going. It's not about arriving at that place. We often think that once we get to something, then things will be over, but life keeps going on until we die.
and hence the journey before the destination, because the journey is always ongoing. And I guess that's kind of more the most important part about it, not reaching somewhere, not finishing somewhere, but always striving. And that's kind of counterculture to what we see in society, where it's reaching somewhere rather than being that every day.